Everyone has giants. Fear, trauma, silence. Some giants are loud, some want to exist.
We don't run from the giants because actually that is where the promise is. Welcome to Looking Beyond the Giants. This is not a podcast that is soft. This is a podcast that's for courageousness. This is a podcast where we're going to be talking about things that many may be fearful of, things that people are going to get uncomfortable about. This is that podcast where we're going to talk about people that are ordinary, face extraordinary things, and actually slay them down because they have an encounter with the Lord and He gives us strength in those moments. So why does Looking Beyond the Giants exist? Let me tell you about what I've learned about giants. Giants in my life, giants in others' life. That they don't show up where there's nothing valuable. And they definitely don't show up to not try to stop you. They show up because they're guarding territory. They show up because they're guarding your promise. Giants showed up because they're guarding your calling. They're guarding your identity. And most people turn around when they see giants in front of them. But if the very thing that you're afraid of is proof that you're standing on the edge of something significant, what if your giant wasn't in your life to cause destruction, but be your introduction? So by the voice of our testimony, it's going to set so many individuals free just by giving them hope, knowing that whatever it is that I went through, that somebody else went through, and we got through that and became stronger on the other side, and knowing that what was trying to hold us back, actually that there was a promise there. And so that is what I'm going to talk about today, the fear, the giant of fear. And so we think about it in 1 Samuel, I think it's 17. In 1 Samuel 17, that is where David actually came up against the giant Goliath. And the promised land literally was right beyond Goliath. But David, in 1 Samuel 17:47, it says this: "And for all will know that it is not by sword and spear that the Lord saves, for the battle belongs to the Lord, and He will give you into our hands." This is what David says to the giant. And that is our part. So every time that we come up against a giant, and today we're talking about fear, we come against that fear by the word, by the sword of the Lord. And the sword of the Lord is the word. And so I just wanted to really share a little bit of that testimony of why it even took so long to start this podcast, because if I'm honest, I was supposed to put the first episode up a couple of months ago, and I didn't. So we are now moving forward, and I'm looking forward to whatever the Lord has in store, whatever chains are going to be broken, even within myself, that the Lord is going to be removing off of me and allowing me to face certain giants in my life. Because from this point forward, my voice will not be locked up, and I am declaring that this podcast will reach whoever it needs to reach. This podcast is going to not only bring tears, it's going to bring moments of clarity, it's going to be bringing reality to things that, again, most people are uncomfortable to talk about. So I cannot wait for you to join me for the next episodes of Looking Beyond the Giants. Now that I have been vulnerable with you and I've gotten that giant of fear of even starting this podcast, the introduction out of the way, I am looking forward to meeting with you, bringing on guests, and allowing them to share their testimonies. And through that, you're going to get to know me better, and you're going to get to know the guests better, as we together get to slay giants in all of our lives. If this stirred something up inside of you, share this with somebody who's facing a giant. Subscribe below and come back next week, because we're not staying surface level here. We're going deeper because we don't run from giants, we don't shrink from giants, and we don't bow from giants. This is Looking Beyond the Giants, and we are just getting started. So come back next week to see what giants we are going to slay.